Hi everyone, it's Olivia from Girlybunches, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to do a granny striped shawl, which isn't easy to say, but it's just basically doing the granny stripes but in the triangle or V pattern, just to make it into a shawl shape. I find that very difficult to say, as you can probably tell. So I've just made a little one here just so that it will fit into my little screen area here, and it is just as usual the little groups of 3 trebles or double crochets if you're not from England or Europe, and that's all you do. So you just start off and you just keep going bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can make this as big as small as you like. So if you're making it for a child, a grandchild, yourself, a dolly or your pet, I'm sure your pet would love one of these, then you can make it any size you like and any colours that you like. So I will get on and show you how to do this. So taking your yarn that you're going to start off with, make your magic loop. What projects don't I start with a magic loop, hey? And let me just get that started. Whoops. And as with all granny stripes, squares, etc., we're going to start with 3 chains to replace that first treble, like that. And then we're going to do 2 more trebles into that same space, like so. There's our first one. So I'm a bit messy there with my yarn, and I'm going to do 3 chains like that, and then 3 more trebles into that same place. Like that. I'll just take the hook out, and what I'll do is I'll pull this tail, and that tightens up that loop, and then that makes the very first part there of our granny shawl shape. Okay, so I'll stay in the same colour, and what we're going to do is going to chain 3, and I'm going to turn the work around, and I'm going in that same place there, I'm going to do 2 more trebles, like that, and into that corner bit there. And with all the other rows on that corner bit, all you're going to do is exactly as you did this bit here. You're going to do 3 trebles, 3 chains and 3 trebles, all into that same space there. Whoops, nearly forgot to say, you need to put a chain in between. So once you've done your group on the sides, do a chain and then do your corner bit. So that's 1, 2, 3 chains, and then again 3 trebles into that same space, like that, and then 1 chain, and we're going to do 3 trebles into the top of that 3rd chain that we did right at the beginning of that first round. Need to get some more yarn. I think I put that in the wrong place. Yes, I did. It needs to go into that top bit there. That's better. And then 1 more. And let's just have a look, and we can see that we've done a 2nd round working into that first bit. So I'm going to stay with the same colour yarn, and I'll do 3 chains. So you're probably getting the idea now. We're just going to repeat this each time. So I'm going to turn the work around, and I'm going to do 2 more chains into that same place there, chain 1 and then into that space there we're going to do 3 trebles, chain 1, and then into that corner bit we're going to do the 3 trebles, the 3 chains, and then the 3 trebles. And that really is it. There really isn't much more to explain apart from the fact that you just keep going as long as you, for as many rows as you like, to make it as big as you want it to be. And let me just finish this row with my chain after the group, and then do that one into that space there. Running out of yarn again. Oops, pulled that too tight. Okay, chain 1, and then into that top of that 3rd chain that we did at the beginning of that last round, we're going to do the last 3 trebles of this round. I'm just going to fasten off this yarn because I just want to quickly explain that if you're going to do another colour, you're going to put your work down and you're going to go rummage in your bag and you're going to find your next colour yarn and you'll attach it to your hook, and you may put your work down like that, and then you pick it up and you're like, right, okay, so let's get started. So what you want to do is not start at the other end. You want to make sure you start at the end that you last tied your yarn off at. And when you start with a new colour, don't start facing the same way that you were when you finished that round. You need to turn the work over so that your tail is now on your right hand side if you're right handed, and you need to put the hook into the back of that last stitch, because what I'm trying to explain, probably badly, is that, let's get that first group done, and then I shall go back to my example that I've already made. That what you're doing is with the granny, as all like the granny stripes in particular, you work one way and then you turn it over and work the other way with the stitches facing forward, and then you turn it over and have the stitches facing forward. Now what that does is that you have the back and the front of the stitches on alternate rows. So that's the back stitch and that's the front of the stitch. If you don't turn your work over each time you start a new row, what you'll have is you'll have some rows duplicating the back of the row, the back of the stitch, and some rows showing the front of the stitch. And to most people, they won't even notice, but some people do, and it will make a difference to the pattern. It will become more obvious which is the back of the stitch. If you alternate, you're not going to notice because it's going to show the back and the front on each row. I hope that made sense. But it's just something to remember, to make sure you start working into the back of the last row so that you've now got the front of the stitch showing, and that's the back of the stitch of the last row. So it just makes it a little bit neater. Probably completely unnecessary to have covered that point, but it's just something that I notice in my own work, and I get a little bit easily confused. So carry on doing your stitches as you've done in the previous rounds. Let me just finish up to the point, up to here. And you can see that it does get really pretty when you start introducing other colours, I think. And you know, you can do big blocks of one colour and then a couple of rows of another colour, and then, you know, or just use up the yarn that you've got laying around. Why not? That would be a really good way of using up that yarn. So there we go, that's the end of my little tutorial showing you how to make this granny shawl shape. You could add a scalloped edge to this, or any edging. I've shown you how to do a scalloped edge. I've got a video down below showing you how to do that. So yeah, you could add that to your shawl. That would look really cute and just give it a nice finished edge. So that's that then. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love a thumbs up if you found this tutorial helpful. I hope you did. If you have any questions or comments, please pop them down below. I do try to read all of them. In fact, I do read all of them, and I try to reply to them where I can. Yep, any questions down below, put them down below. Don't forget the description box is packed full of links to other videos or information about the stitches that you've seen in this video. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Come and say hi. I would love to say hi back to you. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you found this helpful. Subscribe to see more videos coming up very soon. And like I say, I've been trying to do one a week now. And yeah, I think I'm sticking to that. Okay, take care. See you soon. Bye.